Welcome to the In Season podcast, rated R for language.
None of us are doctors or neurologists. Things you're about to hear are opinions of people living with epilepsy or seizures. These are firsthand experiences. Epilepsy can cause speech problems, and medications are hard to pronounce, so please bear with me. Epilepsy can cause bad memory, so some stories will be repeated. I'm Pookie. Get ready.
Memory. I am aware that memory loss is a symptom of seizures, but I want to know what it is like for others. I was shopping with my boyfriend and he did some things that irritated me, but I couldn't even remember what he did to upset me on the car ride back home. I also keep losing time, like it moves way too fast or way too slow. I was only, it has only become worse because I have it only come worse because I have to wait a long time to even see a neurologist. I am unmedicated. So, what do you guys go through? My memory is horrible, which in turn turned over to my attention span because I can forget I'm doing things and I just start something else and I start something else, and that's how mine is. So, my memory is horrible. Some people told me you gotta try like little games to help you do things, but personally, I didn't see it helping, and that's a personal thing. Someone said like Sudoku or crossword puzzles or something like that. I don't think that's gonna help my memory. Uh, that's just personal. Everyone else can feel like something might help you down the line. My memory is just bad, and I've just learned to live with it and deal with it.
I feel like my older memory is okay-ish, but I'm finding like when I talk to my kids, they'll be like, "Do you remember this?" And I'm like, "Nope." And they'll tell me about stuff that happened, and it's like, I don't remember it at all, but it was prior to even when I had seizures. So was it just wiped out because of the seizures I've had since then? I don't know. It's not there, gone. And my like short-term memory is non-existent. I can forget what I'm doing while I'm doing it.
I forget what I'm talking about as I'm talking about it.
Right. And I think a lot of that has to do with my medication, honestly, because it seems like it's gotten worse. Every medication that they add and every time they raise the dosage, it gets worse. But at the same time, like being on 4 meds at high dosage, it doesn't surprise me at this point.
Right. I'm only on 200 milligrams of Lamictal, but I talked to the most recent neurologist that I talked to. He told me that's a high dose, and that's all I'm taking. Makes me wonder, like, what did my last neurologist think to put me on 200? If another neurologist is thinking that that's in, um, he was
I'm
curious
on,
why it was so high, and I was like, I don't know. I've been
you
taking it
take that once a day or twice a day?
twice a day.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm on that 200 twice a day,
Yeah,
and it took a while to get there. So I think
yeah,
it is a pretty high dose.
yeah. I don't know why or any of that. I didn't ask. Those were in days of not paying attention to my health. I wasn't like in the best health because I wasn't paying attention to it. Um, and I forgot what I was talking about.
Medication and memory loss.
There we go. Um,
Prime example right there.
yeah. You got some comments here. One says, same kind of stuff, although losing time usually means I'm having absent seizures. Another comment here says, it's such a strange thing. One thing for me, I'm 23. I'm 23 now, but when I was in high school, I went on a ski trip. I might as well have not gone on it. Cannot remember one single thing about it. If I was never told I went on it, I would never have known. But when I was that a lot younger than that, used to do taekwondo and can remember the foreign numbers. It's such a strange thing. It's such a strange thing, memory. Right. That's what I don't understand. Like the stuff I do remember. I'm like,
I
that's
can't
something
tell you what I can't tell you what I ate for dinner yesterday, but I can tell you like bank account numbers from when I worked in banking 20 years ago.
wow. You might have said
Right.
those numbers a lot.
It's like it's bizarre the things that are your brain gets stuck in your head.
Yeah. I can remember old phone numbers from 20 all those years back, and I can't remember other things.
Right. I remember the phone number of the when I was a kid. I can remember my grandma's phone number when I was a kid. It's apparently I remember numbers. I remember voices too.
Yeah.
Looking
Um,
good.
Another comment here says, I have it with my eyelid myoclona, like really short memory loss in which I forget everything I was doing. After my big seizures, I lose everything, even my own name, age, and girlfriend. I was diagnosed at 12 years old and had my fair share of tonic-clonic seizures and can with certainty say that both my memory and concentration have gotten pretty bad. I often don't remember what happens during the week if it wasn't some real defining event. The most annoying thing for me is that I lose absolutely everything. I just had it in my hands. It's gone now. I've missed a lot of doctor's appointments, etc., because of that. So I'm using a calendar for every appointment and setting reminders for 2 days before, 1 day before, and 1 hour before. I can't control it. So might as well help myself in the best way possible. It fucking sucks, and sometimes I'm scared I could develop Alzheimer's. To be honest, I thought Alzheimer's was dementia, but makes sense that they will be different things with different names.
I'm not sure what the distinction is between the two, honestly.
Please help. I don't know what's happening. So, backstory. A few weeks ago, I was taken to the ER for a stroke like symptoms that followed the most severe migraine I have ever experienced. It lasted several days before ER, and came back afterwards, and was always starting in my left eye. I could not talk right or move my body, and when I was shaking extremely bad, I was drooling and my face was drooping on one side. I was only hit with the intense feeling of sadness and began crying uncontrollably. I was aware of what was happening, but also quite loopy. All these things happened after I got this weird feeling in my head, like all the blood had rushed into it. At the ER, CT was normal and no signs of stroke. They gave me medication and I was released once I improved a little. The headache came back and I had a lingering symptoms of dizziness, loss of coordination and balance, and speech issues for several days. A few days later, I got the same pressure in my head, a rapid heartbeat. My entire body felt so weak and heavy. I couldn't even talk right or move. I knew what I knew what I wanted to say, but it took so much effort to get it out, and I didn't think I was making much sense. I also had the drooling and crying again. Fast forward, and I get my MRI results back that show the indications of left temporal lobe encephalocele that is sitting deep behind my left eye and sinuses. I have further testing to do to confirm, but as of right now, it's a waiting game. These episodes have continued. They can last a few minutes to an hour. Sometimes I'm fine after, sometimes I'm very loopy after. The doctor plans on testing me for seizures, but my appointments are not until February. I just want to know if this sounds like a type of seizure so I know how I can help myself. And thank you. That sounds like seizure activity. Um, yeah, just the confusion and not knowing what's going on, and then the drooping of the face. That does sound like a stroke. Um, get a second opinion with that. I had to do that because they were telling me it wasn't a stroke and it was a seizure. So get a second opinion on that. On them telling you that it was a seizure and not a stroke. And then you know the signs of your face drooping and all that, and that doesn't happen during seizures. So then, yeah, there you go. I'm not saying I know more than the doctor told you, but from what you said, the face drooping and drooling sounds like a stroke. That's what it was for me, and I thought the worst of it. I thought the drooping face would. I don't know what I thought it would do. I did not think it was going to stay like that, and luckily it didn't. Um, yeah, it was hard to explain, and my face just wasn't moving. For some reason, it felt like, um, those filters that people have, and they have a filter and it make like them pancake face or something. Um, yeah, to where you just have your eyes and your lips, and the lips and the eyes are just moving. That's how it was when I had the stroke. It was like I was the filter. Like I was just talking and looking at myself talking, and nothing was moving besides my lips, which doesn't seem bad, but nothing was moving. Like I'm looking at myself, and like my eyes just felt like they're moving separately, and my lips feel like when I'm talking, they're just moving, and there's no expression. The cheeks wasn't moving. Like I said, it feels like that thing you do for a filter on a photo, and yeah, I was looking at myself like I just looked extremely weird at that time. I don't know what's happening, but it sounds like what I had was happening, and they said it wasn't a stroke, and it ended up being a stroke. Go to the hospital, get second opinions, third opinions, all that good stuff. Yeah, don't listen to one doctor. Second opinions are always good. Dating. How do people date? It's like we watch a movie for 2 hours. Now I got to go to sleep because always tired. Dating wasn't hard. Uh, yeah, they're gonna love you for who you are, or they're not. Um, I throw that out there first. I got epilepsy. They get past that, then they go, I got kids. And then if they get past that, then pretty much we're pretty good. If you get past me having epilepsy and kids, now my new red flag is I live with my mom again.
It's for medical reasons.
Oh man, I gotta dig into a story if I say that. It's for medical reasons because
You
I
already
assume
did. You told him you have epilepsy.
I think I should start pointing out that I had a stroke.
Do you have lasting effects from the stroke? It's not anything that would affect your relationship.
No, I mean unless
Then
you're the foot person.
you don't need to get into that right up front, though.
I'm gonna say, you like feet because I can't move my two toes on my right hand side. Um,
We're just lead with that. And I live with my mom and I have epilepsy and I have kids.
Yeah, pretty much that.
No. No, I haven't dated because when I started having seizures, I was in a long-term relationship and I'm he recently passed, so now I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do with my life. That's where I'm at. I'm trying to figure shit out.
Me too. Like you said, trying to figure shit out.
Right.
Some of the comments here. One says, "My girlfriend loves that I'm a night owl. I'm her excuse to leave social functions early." Oh, she likes that I'm not a night owl. Hmm. Another one
My
says,
me not feeling good is always a good excuse to have to leave. Because I have health issues and so I'm not feeling good. I need to go home
yeah, we get out of everything.
if I want to.
One comment here says, "I got married. I told them I'm an epileptic." Good for you. Another one says,
Before or after.
uh, she didn't say before or after. She just said, "Got married, told them I'm an epileptic." I'm going to assume after, just because it's funnier. Um, I mean, for somebody to find out that you had epilepsy after you're married, that actually isn't funny. Yeah, that's something you got to point out. Um,
No, I mean something like that I think you need to be honest with, but I don't think you need to walk up and every single person you meet be like, "Hi, I have epilepsy. How are you?"
right.
But at the same time, like I don't hide the fact that I have seizures.
Right. I want
I
someone to
run
be
around
aware, and I want
I
someone to
run around
know in case something happens. So I let people know just for my safety in particular. Um, I don't want something to happen and you not know what's going on at all, especially
right,
because I knew. So, yeah.
right. It's better if you kind of at least are this much educated. Hey, I have seizures, and if I have a seizure, this is what you should roll me on my side, and if it's over 5 minutes, call 911.
Yeah.
Don't stick anything in my mouth.
Mm. Yeah. Last person I told that. Yeah. I told her that. I was at a concert. Yeah. I was
Did
at
she
the.
say, I stick a wallet in your mouth?
No, I told her, don't put anything in my mouth. And I told her, don't put her hands in my mouth because I can bite down. And yeah, if your hand's there when I bite down, and it could be bad. Uh,
I'd bite your hand off.
yeah. I've had someone put their hand in my mouth. Um, yeah. She put her hand in my mouth and she grabbed the bottom teeth because I had a grill. Um,
Trying to pull.
she pulled them out, tops and bottoms. And my mom was like, "Oh my goodness, that could be bad because the metal, especially if I would bit your hand while I have a grill in, those aren't real teeth. They're just not going to chip. That was gold." Um, but yeah, luckily I didn't bite her hand off.
Those can't be comfortable, man.
I don't think I pay attention to it, but I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a while. Another comment here says, uh, "I think in my case, the best might be finding someone else who has epilepsy. Also, a cool username. Find someone with
I,
epilepsy."
I think it's just, be yourself and be honest. Don't hide it, but you don't have to lead with it.
But I say you do let people know. Got a few more comments. I'll read a few here. One says being transparent as fuck, communication, and educate your partner. Another one says honesty. The right people are out there will understand and will see the you that is more than epilepsy. Another one says, "I don't have those side effects, but still only have hookups. I'm a bit scared of making a partner into one of those. End quote. I struggle. I struggle to support my epileptic partner. I know it's not fair. It's not their fault, but they're a nightmare. Posters that you see on here sometimes. Welcome, Kat.
Sorry, I can't talk much. I'm in the UK, so it's quite late here. But
It's
hi.
all right.
Yeah.
Um,
Hello.
if you can talk, the first thing we start with new people is what are you taking? When were you diagnosed? And when was your last seizure?
I was 12. I'm taking Keppra. Last one was September.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
Hello.
Very nice to meet you.
My last seizure was Friday. I was diagnosed in 2006, diagnosed, and I take Lamictal. There we go.
For me, I had my first seizure in 2020, official diagnosis in 2021, and let's see, my last tonic-clonic was in July, my last focal was in September, and I'm on lots of ridiculous amounts of meds. Let's see, Lamictal, Lam- Lamictal, zonisamide, oxcarbazepine, and Xcopri. Not good with my words right now, apparently.
Yeah, I'm not good with my words afterwards. I do have someone here, and it says, will you have a seizure because there are wires nearby? Just want to do a quick research. Does anyone have a seizure because of placing HDMI cables or other relatively high voltage cables nearby? Did you solve the problem? I have not had a seizure being near wires that I know of. Like I've never had a seizure plugging anything up or going to plug anything up.
I haven't either.
Yeah, not that I've paid attention to. Um, Go ahead, Kat.
No, nothing about wires. I haven't had anything. But we could go back to your Lamictal experience if you want, because I've had time on that. Bad time. I know.
You got any? You have Lamictal. You take Lamictal, right? You said.
No, I tried to, and then I was in A&E, so it was bad. But yeah, Kepra's. Yeah.
It's been good to me.
That's good.
It's different for everybody, though.
Mm.
What are you taking now? I forgot what you said you're taking now.
I'm Kepra.
How's that going for you?
Stable, but numbish. Quite numb, I think, which isn't ideal. Yeah.
Sounds like Kepper. Do you get Kepper rage a lot?
I've read about it, and I just thought that was kind of being a woman or a girl. Anyway, in a picture. Anyway, but no, it's definitely numbed me quite a bit, which is weird feeling when you recognise that you should be feeling away.
Yeah, I haven't had the Kepper rage because when I was on Kepper, I had a bad experience with bad mental health, and yeah, saying I'm going to do things to hurt myself aren't good. And yeah, that was the only medication that I guess I threatened to jump off a second story balcony. And then there was another one where I forgot what I was talking about.
Your medication experiences.
Oh yeah, Benadryl. I had hallucinations. Keppra. I threatened to jump off a second story balcony and had thoughts of like walking in traffic and stuff like that. I don't remember any of it, so these were just thoughts that I couldn't control. Yeah, so I stopped taking Keppra. I started with lamotrigine, and that worked not so good. But I wasn't like telling my doctor and telling my mom. I was telling my friends to not tell my mom that I'm having seizures. It's like, if you guys tell her I'm having seizures, she's not gonna let me come outside. So a lot of my younger seizures, my mother did not know about. Um,
I thought you were still taking that.
Dilantin?
No, Lamictal. You said Lamictal.
Oh, no, Dilantin is, sorry, Dilantin is what I took first. Uh, and it wasn't all that good. I was having a bunch and I was having them with my friends, and I wasn't being responsible. I was telling them to not tell my mom. So they would just like either not call the ambulance, or we would just kind of wait for me to come back from it.
But
Isn't
now you're.
Lamictal just a
Go
branded
ahead.
lamotrigine? So
Yeah,
that's very similar, but there's like a minor difference because it's branded.
lamotrigine and Lamictal are the same. It's the Lamictal is the brand name. Have you had good results with the Lamictal or lamotrigine?
Um, I'd say so. I'd say yes. It depends on if you like the insomnia. I have it. I'm not gonna say I don't mind it, but that's the least of my worries. It's not as bad as sometimes it's not as bad as other side effects and stuff. Um, Otherwise, yeah, it's. I think it's helping me with my seizures. I'm only getting like 3 to 5 a year, so I think I'm at a good point now. I'm at my fifth this year, so I'm hoping to get through the rest of the year with no seizures.
Can I ask, how do your family not know you're having a seizure? What type do you have?
Um, they know now. When I was a younger child, a teen, when I first got it, I would be away from home and I'd tell my friends not to tell my mom. Um,
What type are they?
I have tonics and I had focals and I didn't know what they were, but then I have mostly TCs these days. I take B12 by Nature's Made. Shout out to Nature's Made. And I take the gummies. So that's pretty much helps my focals. I don't get focals anymore at all.
Mm.
So yeah.
Wow, I could never. I mean, hide them. I tried, obviously, but they occur so much that you pass out, and yeah, you kind of, it's quite obvious. Can't hide it, fortunately.
The post about seizures and wires, I was going to read the comment to that. One says, I don't believe there's a correlation there. And another one says, no. Another one says, no, and you haven't either. I'm sorry to tell you. Another one says, I used to hear electricity in my head when nearby those big power units that connect overhead power lines. No seizures, though. Another one says, I'm a maintenance technician. I'm literally around wires all day. I would have been dead long ago. Got one here. It says, are tonic-clonic seizures fatal? 19-year-old female diagnosed with PTSD-induced epilepsy, and I've been epileptic since age 8. I got diagnosed at 16, mainly dealt with absent and focal seizures. I probably had hundreds by now, but I'm really scared of tonic-clonic seizures. My mom is new to this, obviously, so the way we differentiate them is by calling them tonic-clonic, a big seizure, and an absent seizure or focal seizures, a little seizure. I've only had 4 tonics in my life, and all 4 were because of irresponsible use of medication, such as dropping them altogether. I was kind of in denial when I was first diagnosed. Anyway, I don't know if they're fatal. Some things, some things like that can be fatal, like strokes can be fatal, But can tonic-clonic seizures be fatal, or is it only physically fatal? like how someone may pass away if they have a seizure at the wrong place, like while driving. I'm rambling at this point, but are they fatal on their own? Seizures? I don't think the seizures are fatal like by themselves. I mean, everything that comes with it, falling and hitting your head and all that stuff could
Isn't
be
that
fatal.
what's it called?
SUDEP.
SUDEP. That's basically a seizure killing you.
I wrote about SUDEP before. It's not that common, actually. It's very, very rare.
Yeah,
Yeah. But anytime you have epilepsy and you suddenly die and they can't explain it, they pretty much say, well, you had a seizure and died. You had
right.
status or whatever.
Oh, I've had status. I've lost count how many times I've had status. I've woken up in
But
hospital.
you know what I'm saying? They just basically
That's
say that
fine.
your seizure was too bad and
You're not coming out of it, basically. That's status, I think.
right.
Yeah.
Hi, John.
Did it work that time?
Yeah, it works. There we go.
Here's the terrific irony. I think my Zoom was in driving mode, which I'm not allowed to do. So it let me join initially, but I couldn't speak or, you know. So I'm not in driving road mode, nor am I driving. How are you? I caught a little bit of the lamictal talk.
Um, I'm good. Uh, yeah, had a seizure Friday. Um,
Happy Thanksgiving then.
yeah, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you too.
Was it right after Thanksgiving?
The day after Thanksgiving, Friday.
Yes.
So,
Terrific. I'm sorry to hear that. Was it a
it's,
big one?
huh?
Was it big?
I had two, and the worst part was falling on my privates.
Ooh, wow. Do you want to share that story or I'd like
That's not too much for you guys.
I mean I'm wicked curious if you don't mind. I'll tell you an embarrassing one after that.
You should hear
Uh,
it.
I want to hear it.
um, so guys, when we have a seizure, I mean guys like men,
Sure,
um,
yeah.
we get an erection. Um,
Sometimes. Oh yeah.
yeah. So I fell on it.
Oh, did you land perpendicular or something more agreeable? Oh, you can't write this stuff in a book.
I split it,
No kidding.
tore the meat off. Yeah, it
No
was.
way.
Yeah. The
Oh my
part
gosh.
where it seems like the part where it bent had the tear on one side. Like all of that side was tore, and like you could lift it like an eyelid. And yeah, uh,
So I mean, like, with all due respect, like, is that stitches and you hope blood flow will go back to normal or what?
um, I didn't get stitches. I got glue. I got glue the next day.
At a
And they said
hospital,
if
I
I would have
presume?
came in the night before, I could have got stitches because it was crazy. It was literally like I could look under there, and when you move the skin, everything is supposed to move, and not everything was moving, and it
Oh
was
my
bad.
gosh.
I was down
When did you wake up?
maybe 3 hours later. I mean, that's when I came to, and I'm all the way there, like myself,
At the
uh,
hospital or at home?
at home.
Oh
Uh,
my gosh.
and they didn't exactly 100% know what was happening. They just see me like bleeding from the waist. Yeah,
Oh my gosh. That's an incredible story.
yeah,
That's unreal.
yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was like, how do you tear the head off? But
Like that. You jump on it.
yeah, unfortunate.
I'm so sorry, dude.
It's all
That
right.
I mean I feel it. I wish I could turn my empathy off for a second. Oh,
It is all right.
dude. Wow. Well, what you got a lot of ice bags or what's going on?
Huh?
Are you like covered in ice?
No. It felt better after a day or two. Um, the doctor did the glue, and he was actually pretty funny. So, we got through it. The worst part was
Well, he
squeezing
must
the.
have been like, I haven't seen this all day. How is he funny? What kind of funny?
Oh man, that guy was hilarious. I told him, I put some Vaseline on it because you could literally see the pink meat. Like I could see under there. Like
Sure.
the vein and everything is green. I could see everything, and it was just really bad injury. Uh, yeah,
Oh gosh.
I've never
Does
seen the meat hang off of something, and that's
Yeah, I
what
never
scared
want
me.
to. I never ever want to. That
I'm
sounds
sorry,
really.
Kat. Yeah, that was my day after Thanksgiving.
Oh, God bless you. I'm so sorry to hear that story, but that is a terrific one. Are you feel like it's gonna be all right, like usable and all?
Yeah, I hope so.
I mean,
I
that's an
really
important
hope so.
question, realistically, isn't
Mine
it?
was bad, but my day after wasn't that bad.
Oh,
Oh, I am mesmerized by that story. That's a good story later, but for right now, I feel for you.
thank you. Uh,
I had no idea all males get erection during a tonic-clonic. I had no
Well,
idea.
no, not always. I don't almost ever.
Yeah,
uh,
okay.
I had two in a row, so yeah, I
I used
did.
to live in a student room, which is a student accommodation, which is like a bedroom, and that's it, toilet. And I woke up with on the floor and vomit on my ceiling, and I was like, "Oh gosh, like that was close."
You
You said
vomited on the
you wake
ceiling.
up on the floor and there's vomit
Yeah,
on
I
the
was on the
ceiling.
floor. I'd had so that was quite scary. But that's when I realised, like, oh, I can't live in student accommodation. Can't live alone, basically.
Was the ceiling close? Were you at like a tall bed or something?
The what? Sorry, I can't. What?
Okay. You
Sorry.
vomited to the ceiling. How far away was the
Yeah,
ceiling?
exactly. At least six. Six. How many? Tall. It was a tall ceiling, like
Okay,
standard
okay.
here. You know.
And you
And I was
don't
on the floor
remember
next
this,
to the
right?
bed. Huh?
You don't remember this, right?
No, because I just remember I had the seizure. I just remember waking up and seeing that
Right,
on
right,
a
right.
ceiling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
that
was
was
one of
close.
those when I was the ones where I'm like, how did this happen?
Yeah,
That's what that sounds like. Like
exactly.
I
Oh.
can
Got lucky,
imagine.
didn't I? Really.
Well, I told you about that radiologist that gave me that story that then has terrified me. Put this little he was just chit chatting it up before I go on an MRI or something. And he was like, it's interesting to him because is part of whatever research program he was currently in. And the case he was looking into had something like this guy would always masturbate or something like that when he had seizures. And like, I didn't know in the whole panoply of, all the things that you could do, that was one of the options that like automaton John can go do. Like I walked out of the house, went into my neighbor's house and told him that I lived there one time after a seizure. I was incorrect. Thank God I didn't jump on my erect penis. So happy Thanksgiving. That is a tremendous story that 10 years from now you'll be so glad you can tell. But for right now, I'm sorry that you're healing. And I give you all of my best. Yeah. Oh my goodness. What a nightmare. I'm sorry.
It's all
Uh,
right. I'm here. I'm alive to tell my story. Um,
Yeah,
I
good.
just
Good for
I'm
you.
just happy to make it through seizures, make it
Yeah,
through
yeah.
alive.
It's a
We're
good
we're gonna
attitude.
love you right through your genital trauma.
Thank you.
Oh. Well, you from Zoom.
Sorry, it's not meaning.
No, I like that. I think it would look good on a t-shirt.
Have to laugh or else you cry, right?
Yeah.
True.
No fun
Better.
things to laugh at.
Ah, I like that. We'll love you right through your genital trauma. In season part 2.
Yeah, the doctor, he was like, I told him I put Vaseline on it because it was just like raw meat kind of hanging out, and he was like, "That's what probably got you in trouble is Vaseline."
He didn't believe
Oh
you?
man.
Oh my goodness.
Prince Harry put 8-hour cream on his one when he was cold in a freezing place. It's in his book.
I don't know if I'm allowed to tell this story, but I don't see why not. Um, just for fun. I used to work at a group home with adults who needed support, and one time a curious individual put um the like how like toenail clippers have a hook on the end.
Yes.
He put it inside of himself and then he bent it by accident, and so I had to help him extract that piece of typical cosmetic utility. You get to know those guys pretty well in a way.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's pretty personal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I was pretty new, and I worked with this wonderful Nigerian guy who was like, "No, boss, we're doing it now." And I was like, coming from like I was working with a shelter before, where like everything was called 911, and he was like, "No," because he'd seen everything, and we just went and took it out. And it came out, and then we let our nurse know, and it was fine. Apparently, some people's urethras are larger than others. Some people can make their urethras larger than others. It's, yeah. Life is complicated, isn't it?
Yeah.
People do strange things.
This is true. This
Yes.
is true.
Hey Mark, how you doing?
Good. I feel like I missed an interesting. I came in at like the a
Oh yeah.
really weird time.
Yeah, you walked in at the end of explaining how oh, I think I was too confident saying it before I got to the parts of saying it. Yeah.
Well, it
Yeah,
ended with us
you were here
saying,
Friday, weren't you?
I was around.
You didn't know I had a seizure, did you?
"Oh
I
dear."
was there. I was there, man. I took over for you when you went into the fog and went off. I took over hosting for the rest of the night. So, yeah.
Do you know what happened after you took over and he went into the fog?
What do you mean? What?
Apparently, he doesn't know.
He does now,
Um, when I had a seizure,
Cat, it's not
sometimes
usually this graphic.
but it's gonna be. Let's hear it.
I
sometimes
hope
we'll get an
it's not.
erection when we have a seizure, and then if you fall on it, bad things can happen. So
Fall on it.
I
We
Okay.
felt
talk
I
about
think,
it to
yeah,
make everybody else feel better.
I think I read a bit about it, or did we discuss?
we might have talked about it. I'm not sure. Might have talked about it a little bit, but yeah.
uh,
I was so out of it the whole night that I didn't go get stitches the same night. I went the next day, and yeah, pants were destroyed. My mother's boyfriend said he was telling my mom that I think he's hurt. And he kept saying, no, I think he's hurt. Like, and my mom, she didn't want to, just take it out. So I checked it out the next day myself. And that's how I figured out how bad it was. And I Essentially, I just laid there and bled all night. I didn't. I'm sorry, that sounds really gross. Uh,
Mm.
yeah, I found out how bad it was the next day. Yeah, luckily I had a good doctor. He was able to make a few jokes. Did a couple. That's what she said that a couple times. A couple other things. Yeah, yeah. You gotta laugh so you don't cry. Got something here. It says, "What type of seizure is this? Before I was medicated, sometimes as I was falling asleep, my eyes would, in quote, mind, would rock back and forth from side to side, just my head, almost like those clocks that hung on the wall with the cat eyes that would shift back and forth as their pendulum would swing. My eyes would rock while I was closed. It seems like a really aggressive type of REM or sleep, but I'm not sure. When I told my neurologist, he had no clue. Now that I am medicated, it has stopped. Any clues?"
Sounds like the medication worked.
Sounds like medication helped. Any clues as to what it is? I don't know. Um, Seems like an aggressive type of REM. What is that? Let's see.
An aggressive type of REM is kind of an interesting euphemism for the video that I showed my neurologist of a seizure. Um, I was um asleep and had a uh, Fitbit recorded overnight that my heart rate had spiked from 60 beats per minute up to 180 something beats per minute just instantaneously. And uh, in, in the morning, I felt like absolute shit. And when I looked at the Fitbit and saw that, and then I looked at the nanny cam footage, the nanny cam showed me kind of moving and making some really weird, like hand flapping, head turning movements. And I showed that to the neurologist, and she said that looks like, classic uh, right frontal lobe hypermotor automatisms. She called them, classic movements associated with nocturnal right frontal lobe seizure, which when I had my um, EMU stay, my successful EMU stay, they recorded the seizure in the coming from the right frontotemporal area. So that lined up perfectly with what they had seen diagnostically. So that plus the Fitbit data plus the nanny cam footage all kind of lines up to say that those weird kind of active movements and whatnot that I was doing were actual epileptic seizures. But when I had gone in to have a sleep study done for sleep apnea, I had shown the technician there who was getting me all set up and showed her that this is what some of my nocturnal seizures can look like. And she said, to what that looks like to me is a sleep tech that looks like um, she had the word for it, but just acting out REM dreams and stuff, just active sleeping. Um, uh, so, to the layperson and even to some, you know, more informed, um, it can look just like REM sleep. But if, I mean, I forgot to mention to that sleep tech lady, rapid eye movement, motions commonly come with a heart rate spike of over, you know, up close to 200 beats per minute too while the person's asleep. Like, I don't think so. I kind of felt like she was dismissing what I had said, what I was showing her, but uh, I can rewrite that in my head, in my memory. Uh, and by the time I'm 50, I'll remember it that way, I'm sure. But um,
But the eye movement could be just also the muscles in the eye doing their own little seizure activity while she's having a little seizure.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
it might be totally disconnected from like a sleep state.
the direction your eyes are twitching and moving during a seizure are very important to
Sure
indicate.
it is. Sure, absolutely it is.
Yeah, so
But if like
that's a
that if
very
that person is zoning out and then they're having eye movement, it doesn't necessarily mean it's connected to anything to other than them those muscles also, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, good point. Could be a motor, a muscle motor
Yeah.
issue. Um,
Mark, did you say you have RNS?
VNS.
Just the VNS?
I just got my VNS kicked up today. Got it kicked up 2 notches.
How can you
Hooray.
feel it?
I can feel it now. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah, I
feel
mean,
it when they first turned it on and they kicked me up 2 notches there, and I could only feel it when I swiped myself, but
yeah.
now I feel it going off pretty regularly. So it's yeah.
Have you had to swipe yet?
Um, I was having clusters like over the weekend, and I had a focal this morning. I didn't swipe this morning focal, but I tried swiping yesterday, and it didn't really seem to do much of anything. But I'm still at a very subtherapeutic dose. I was only at like zero point 0.5 milliamps. So their target range is 2.25 milliamps. So I've got a ways to go before I even um, get to what they would consider a therapeutic level.
Okay.
It's not that um,
But you're feeling like what you should feel like?
yeah, I mean, as far as I know, I'm feeling what I'm
Yeah.
feeling, and there's no indications from any of the medical professionals that there's anything wrong. So I'm guessing that it's going well.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
that's about how I've always felt with the VNS. It's kind of like, well, I have it. You know, I
yeah,
can I can feel it. I hope for the best I can. I think it helps.
yeah,
I think it makes having seizures better. Not
better, like
That's a weird sentence.
less
Um,
intense.
I think my post-ictal state is shorter in the just like the general recovery from a seizure is more like it's just shorter and not so bad,
Yeah. Huh.
I
Well,
think. But who
I
knows if
kind of
that's.
want to see what you mean, but on the other hand, I hope I don't have to find out.
Let's put a calendar on the wall.
Yeah.
14 days to not find out.
Right. I got something, guys.
All right, what is it?
Shaking during isometric holds like stretching. Hello, everyone. I was diagnosed with epilepsy in April of last year. I have a quick question to see if anyone else can relate. So, for some reason, for as long as I can remember, when I do stretches, especially when my upper body is holding my body for a stretch, say downward dog or something similar, my
Yeah,
arms do this thing where they sort of shake and it feels like they're trying to restabilize for a second. Then they totally stabilize and I stop shaking after. It is sort of a tremor, but not a continuous shake. Has anyone experienced something like this? I generally stretch after workouts. Like today was today was after a 30-minute run. So I suppose it could have been the fatigue thing. And
sure.
for awareness, I am pretty muscular and strong guy. I suppose it could be an isometric weakness for lack of doing them. But yeah, just thought I should mention that. Let me know if I should repost this anywhere else. I am not super worried, just more so curious to see if this could have happened anything to do with epilepsy.
Well, what does it say what medicine they're on?
It does not.
Because yes, I have felt that, but I don't know for certain if it was medicine related. I know, I mean, like the whole like idea of the isometric stuff is to get your muscles to that point of exhaustion that they kind of fatigue out. And so if that's new to him, like he's only done calisthenics and like power squats and stuff like that, then like that might be, you know, and then you have your mind in that like, oh no, now I've got epilepsy. Am I going to start having shaking issues? Um, yes, I've definitely felt that. I don't think it's related to the epilepsy, but it could be related to a medicine. I know some medicines like I used to take beta alanine with creatine, and I found if I took just the creatine, I wouldn't get as much little jerks. But that's like a beta alanine thing, and that can
So
be
like a
and
pre-workout or just as like
um
a
I
daily.
would take it as a pre-workout. I forget now why the beta alanine was helpful because I abandoned it years ago. But when that was like my thing, like when I used to work out a lot, I I remember some things would give me muscle twitchy things, and I remember asking a neurologist about it, and they said it was probably related to one of the anti-epileptics in association with that other stuff added. But pre-workouts in general, by the way, are not for us people. We have to be very careful about what we take. Um, that disclaimer to somebody who took a lot of pre-workouts, because I like to roll the dice. But I'm not endorsing pre-workouts because they do screw with your threshold.
That's good to know.
Some of them, like just basic amino acids, can be genuinely helpful. I mean, some of the ingredients can be like actively stimulating in, similar, much less intense but similar pathways to like ADD medications, causing a release of dopamine through
Yeah, yeah,
some other, chemical structure. They just kind of find another something somewhere in a rainforest and extract it from some plant, and then, in the ingredients list, it's just labeled as, such and such extract, and you have no idea of what the actual alkaloids are in there, what they're doing. So,
yeah. And then sometimes, like there was one I used to really like, and then the ingredient became not allowed anymore.
For
And so
like
they
a
came out.
controlled substance?
Yeah, yeah, it was I think it was called DMAA. It was a stimulant. It didn't give me any issues. And then it was called Jack 3D. And then they came out with like Jack 3D
That's
Pro or some other new version of it, and it didn't work anymore at all. And I was
right.
like,
It's
and
like the
I looked into it.
removing the Sudafed from
Right,
yeah,
exactly, yeah. And so
yeah.
whatever they have now, there's other ways to get it. I know people order it online, but I'm not like a
Like
gym rat anymore.
Chinese black markets or dark web stuff.
Right, yeah. And you might get it, but you might not too.
Yeah. And yeah,
No
test
thanks. I'd rather
test
go to
the
GNC and
if
just
you've got the chemistry chops to test the purity of your nutritional supplements, you probably don't need to go buying them.
yeah, you know what? It's worth like talking to ChatGPT about some of that stuff because it can run pharmacological things pretty well. Not on
I don't
everything.
know. There's so much about the misinformation, the hallucination, everything about it is only as reliable as what it's fed. And when it's been fed the entirety of the internet, there's a lot of really bad information
True,
out there.
true, true,
So
true.
I
So
don't,
there is an art. I mean, it's just like the critical thinking that goes into buying something at GNC, right? You can apply that same critical thinking at a more effective level with ChatGPT by saying, asking the question like, here's my scenario. I have an RNS, I have a VNS, I take these AEDs, and I was looking for a pre-workout. I don't really need something to really get me going. I don't want to roll the dice on something that's going to give me a seizure. And then it'll start to configure something better than going into GNC and being like, hey, what's the best pre-workout? Because they're going to be like, this most expensive one or whatever. I don't know how their commission works or whatever they do with their best intentions, not trying to screw anybody up or, you know what I mean? It's it is just one more tool you can put in your toolbox to say, is there any known stuff about the stuff I take and this stimulant or this product?
yeah, I guess that's a use case I haven't thought about going
That's how
and
I got rid of
using
the
it
beta
as
alanine,
like a web
and it helped.
crawler to check for known issues or something as opposed
But
to
that's
checking
how I sorted the beta alanine because I was starting to have like myoclonic type symptoms or whatever you call it when you have weird twitches. And people that don't have epilepsy get that same result. And I was like, I don't want to add any more little extra anything to my stuff, even if it does help with, muscle recovery or whatever. But
brain's
creatine
got enough to be paranoid about.
creatine is a good thing for the brain too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
What
in
word was that
general.
you used?
into that.
Beta something?
Beta alanine is the thing that people commonly take with creatine because they have like a synergistic effect, but it's not as good as what was it, B? No, I do take my B.
I take my
Um,
Which A
B12 Monday through
vitamin is
Thursday.
it
there you go.
again?
Yeah, the B12. I do take my B truly, but I also do take creatine when I am making time to work out, which isn't very often.
I have not taken creatine, but I've seen a lot of it because I watch workout podcasts and stuff like that. And
It's easy on the system, good for all your organs. It helps the ATP and the ADP, which is what you get rid of when you're using your muscles. It's good after a seizure, actually, because all your muscles are all rinsed out.
that makes a lot of sense.
Something
And you should say
that
that.
Yeah. I mean, at least for me, that is totally me, somebody who does not have seizure success. I feel like creatine after a seizure is just one of those things almost ritualistically I take. But that's somebody who grows weed and has seizures, so take it for that amount of value.
I have found that magnesium magnesium glycinate specifically has been helpful with the uh, muscle recovery after
Okay.
a tonic clonic. The magnesium is, I mean, it's an electrolyte. It's also been found to work as a natural muscle relaxant. It's, the active component of like Epsom salt soaks for,
Yeah.
sore
Okay.
muscles and injuries and everything. And the uh, glycine uh, acid is a natural amino acid, and it is itself also a down-regulating neuromodulator that helps with, calming nervous system activity, and it's a necessary amino acid, a
Cool. Cool.
necessary part of the human diet. So, the of
Does
any
that
like
one?
oral magnesium supplements, the glycine acid form has the highest bioavailability. So it's a little bit more expensive per milligram of magnesium because the glycine amino acid attached to it is so large by comparison to, a magnesium atom.
Okay.
But it's a bigger bang for the buck,
That's
because
good
of
to know.
that bioavailability there. So
Is
I would recommend giving that a try. I've found it helpful with sleep too. Sleep quality seems to improve with that. So
does that one sometimes move things along, like lower intestines wise?
digestively, I
Yeah.
haven't found any any issues personally, but I also um, have a bit, maybe a bit higher tolerance for some issues like that than others. I do a lot of um, high heat, spicy food
Okay.
stuff, and so uh, uh, GI tract of steel for the
Cool.
most
Yeah.
part. There are some specific things every once in a while. There's something out there that gets me that I have not yet identified, but for the most part, I um I do pretty well when it comes to anytime that there's like GI side effects on any sort of medication, it doesn't really seem to be a problem for me.
Because
Um,
I think it was the magnesium I had elected to take out of the rotation because it was
it is a
moving things
laxative.
along a little too much. Yeah.
Yes, milk of magnesium is a laxative. Yeah. The doses, the amount taken when I, you know, take those a couple capsules of the magnesium glycinate, it's a relatively small amount of magnesium, and the glycine helps it cross through the blood-brain barrier pretty
Okay.
easily. So
That's good
it's
to know.
it's not like permeating the whole digestive tract. It kind of gets picked up by the stomach and crosses into the brain. So there's that much less, out in the
Yeah.
rest of the metabolism.
I gotcha. That makes sense. Cool. I have to keep that in mind. Thank you. Welcome back, Andrea.
Got a few comments on this last post. So shaking due to isometric holds, like stretching. This one says this doesn't have anything to do with epilepsy. It's just your central nervous system trying to contract muscles. You're trying to stretch. You should notice that as you stay and stretch long enough, the muscles will relax, at least at your level of stretch you began in. Another comment says, I don't know if it's the same, but I have a rare tremor in my right hand. The one affected my seizures. If I hold a certain way, sometimes it starts shaking. I think the muscles aren't balanced or coordinated for some reason. I figure it's somehow due to my benign brain tumor. I didn't have it when I was younger. I've always had the tumor. I figure my neurons are blasted. Ask your doctor to check your sodium levels. Some meds can deplete your sodium. One comment to that just says, I have a similar issue, but mine are caused by brain lesion.
Interesting.
I gotta stretch more.
I wonder
Yeah.
when they say check sodium levels, um, since sodium is also a neurotransmitter, if sodium levels are low, is it like, does the body go to others like magnesium, like I just mentioned, to like pick up the slack there? Or like, I don't know. It just,
I think we need a pharmacist to answer that question.
I know I
yeah,
have
I
to
know
keep an
there's,
eye on my sodium levels, and they check my blood work every once in a while because of one of my meds, just to cut. And they always tell me your sodium's a little low, eat more salt. Okay,
mm, yeah, give me those Cool Ranch Doritos.
right. I'll have another bag of chips.
That's
Sounds
how,
good.
I don't think that's what they mean.
Uh,
My doctor literally told me have a bag of potato chips.
No, they did not.
Yes,
And
he
they can
did.
see that, doctor.
No, come on, for real? That's not the same thing as salt. Am I right? Am I right? Like,
They're
Salt,
very high in sodium.
yeah, but that's not the good sodium. There's different kinds of salts,
uh,
right? Right.
sodium.
He
It's,
probably knows I'll do that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. Or maybe they're just being playful, knowing that you were going to go on this podcast and then get like Himalayan salt instead just at bedtime so that you know,
I
keep up
mean,
on your sodium.
Himalayan salt is still sodium chloride. It's just got some impurities in it that
I
give it a
guess
pink
so.
color.
Fair.
It's salt.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I guess so. I guess we should all have Doritos then.
I mean, if the alternative is mixing up like a tablespoon of salt in a glass of warm water and chugging it, I'll eat the potato chips. Thank you.
Yeah. And a doctor said it. It's doctor advised. So,
Yes, doctor recommended. You gotta check and let us know which brand of potato chips your doctor recommends.
He did
And
not
then we've got to
specify.
rate them. We've got to
oh,
rate them and let them know that, write their customer service department, tell them that your doctor said that your sodium levels were off and that he recommended their potato chips. And yeah,
I don't think
they should
that'll
use it
happen.
as, they should use it as an advertising point, and you should get their chips for free because of it.
Shout
And
out Doritos.
yeah.
I
Um,
buy those little variety packs with the bags of all the little bags in them. They
The
yeah.
have a
little,
bunch of
the
different
little,
kinds.
the little mini one, like the big Costco variety packs.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, well, hey, then shout out to Costco. We got to get Tom to slip that into their like
Tell
suggestion
Tom.
box.
Tell
Yeah,
Tom.
I do need to tell Tom. Shout out to Costco.
yeah.
Andrea, is your doctor taking new patients? I could fly in every once in a while.
Or telehealth. Do
yeah.
they do
Yeah,
telehealth?
telehealth.
Write a prescription for,
I don't remember which one of my doctors that told me that.
It's
Oh
only
no.
one time zone away. I could make the trip.
I know it's I. It was one of two because there's only two of them that I see. One of them that I
Well,
choose to, and the other one forces me to.
so call and ask one,
Ask
and if
them.
it's not him, then it's the other one.
I,
That's a pretty.
I know they've both told me that my sodium's low.
So
I
maybe
just don't
both of them would recommend it.
They probably
Right,
work as a team. It's essentially all of our doctors have said it now.
right.
Yeah.
Maybe
They all
one
say eat,
recommends Ruffles and one recommends Doritos.
right.
Yeah.
Maybe one of them likes Fritos because they like Frito
Yeah.
chili pies. Some of you guys might not even know what a Frito chili pie is because you're not from
I mean,
Kansas, but
come on. I grew up watching King of the Hill. His burrito pie with Wolf Brand chili.
Never seen one, but heard of it.
they
Um,
used to sell chili cheese wraps at the Sonic here. It was like a
Never
chili.
been to Sonic.
I think I've
Really?
seen chili
Sonic's
cheese
good.
wraps at the Sonic here.
They
Yeah,
don't have one out here.
think a Frito chili pie wrapped up in a tortilla for on the go.
I mean, everything about that is amazing.
That sounds good. Is it like nachos?
Chili cheese and Frito chips.
Mm.
On the go sounds about right.
Yeah, Taco Bell kind of sort of tried to. They got their little crispy tortilla strip things. I felt like they were trying to rip off or do their own little twist on it or something. They're crispy strips, but it's not.
It's not the same.
No, they don't have the puff of the Frito chips.
Right. They don't have the right puff and thickness, and they're not salty enough.
They tried.
Uh,
Not a good try, but a try.
They're
swing and a
never gonna
miss.
be Taco Tico either.
What is Taco Tico?
Better than Taco Bell.
No,
What?
blasphemy. But I'm curious. I've never been there, so I
Yeah,
can't
I
judge.
am
But
fascinated. I
I'm
need to
willing to
know.
try. I have an open mind and heart and stomach.
Well, around here, there's been, let's see, I don't remember, there used to be Taco Grande, but I don't remember it because they died before I remember. And then there's Taco Shop, which I've only eaten at a few times. And then Taco Tico was the shit. And Taco Bell is what I usually eat because that's what's close.
I like Taco Bell. Yeah.
Yeah, I could put away some tacos when I was pregnant with my daughter, man.
I could put
Taco,
away the tacos when you were pregnant with your daughter too.
It's getting
man,
so expensive now, though. Taco Bell is not the value that it used to be.
well, no, this was in the 90s, and the
Yeah.
Taco Tico lived was like it lived. It lived down the street from me, and I gained, I think it was 60 pounds when I was pregnant with her.
Nice.
I just
This
thought I thought I needed to eat everything.
I'm looking at Taco Tico, and it looks like a Taco Bell.
Yeah, but it's better.
Wasn't there wasn't there an issue like with the founder of Taco Bell and he was kicked out of his own store after like by the board after it got bought out and corporatized or something and he went and started a different chain and like basically made a better version of his own company or something. Is that Taco? Because I know that Taco Bell started out there, like, Texas, Oklahoma area. Um, Texas, Oklahoma.
Well, there's like no
I gotta
Taco
go.
Ticos here.
No,
Started in Kansas.
Kansas.
No, there's like two Taco Ticos that I know of, and neither one of them are real close to me, but there's like a Taco Bell on every corner.
It started in Wichita, Kansas in 1962.
Which one did?
Taco Tico.
Yep, that's about where I live, is outside of Wichita.
It's known for its deluxe crispy taco or flour taco. Deluxe crispy taco. Deluxe crispy flour taco. There we go.
I'd eat it. Sure.
I
Often
tried.
favored by those nostalgic for the original Taco Bell.
I
Mm.
do like Taco Bell.
Yes, I miss the days of the Chihuahua, not for the Chihuahua necessarily, but because you could get a beef burrito and it was
You could go buy a combo
cheese and
burrito.
cheese with their sauce and a tortilla, and it was cheap.
I
I
remember.
mean, what else do you need? They're making all of everything too complicated now.
I got a post here.
I think they're trying too
I'm
hard
ready.
to compete with Chipotle. You know, Chipotle fancied up everybody's expectations of, you know, all of these different, you know,
I don't even
uh,
consider them the same.
No, they're like
no, they're
different
not.
experiences.
Yeah. A side note though, I had Chipotle earlier today and I tried that red chimichurri, that limited time red chimichurri. I, I, I like it. It was really good. It was a little spicier than I had anticipated, but really good flavor. I might not get my next bowl absolutely swimming in their hot sauce next time. I get 3 scoops of their hot sauce, and most of the time they look at me like they're crazy, unless I've been there, and then I'm the hot sauce guy. Um, but
And then
yeah.
they're like, "Oh, we know you."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I remember. Yeah. Well, it's good to be known for something, I suppose. Um, but yeah, if you're running out to Chipotle in the near future, I recommend checking out that. It's like a buck extra for a cup of this stuff. Is like good, like a nice herby, smoky flavor with the red peppers and stuff, and mixed in oil and stuff, nice and cold.
You almost make me hungry, but
I
nope.
was
Y'all
gonna
are
say that.
all of
I don't
this
I
food
don't get
talk.
hungry. Sorry, dude.
Yeah,
I just ate dinner and I'm hungry again.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I
You and I
still
must on
feel my
different medicines.
Chipotle in my stomach, and I want another one already.
Please take your medication as prescribed or whatever works for you. We're not doctors.